I guess don't be scared to not do things. Like you mentioned earlier about, what's his name? Steve Harvey, because one of the speeches he had was just jumping.
Hmm.
And that's something I learned like way back when, because another thing, I was big in the martial arts years ago. I also did, back, I think 2013, I did one cage fight, which it was bad timing for me because I was getting over a cold and I sprained my ankle a month before. I shouldn't even done it.
Yeah.
But I just went ahead, like, I have to do this just to do it. And like, I ended up getting knocked out, or at least knocked down.
Yeah.
So, but it just, after that point, it's just like, I don't have that fear anymore like I used to have.
So it sounds like
So,
you're a risk taker. You know,
yeah.
cage
It's
fighting.
basically like past few years just freelancing. I have 2 kids, and like that's, of course, luckily for me, I did get the job last year, which I did need at the time because freelancing is just, it wasn't getting as good as it used to be. But yeah, it's all just been kind of risks for the past few years I've been taking, but it's all paid off. Because
That
like I said,
man.
I'm working a job I love. I get to be, be with my kids all the time. So I'm at home like maybe 95% of the time just editing. If there's any family issues, I'm here. So it worked out perfectly.
And then one thing that I heard, like actually one of my friends told me, we were talking about time and just lately getting older, I think more about time, like and being more intentional and discernment. And then my friend was like, time is a currency that we have that we don't know how much of it that we have. And that kind of like really hit. What inspires you? What keeps you inspired?
Pretty much my kids. I don't know.
Yeah. No, and then like you said, you get to spend more time with your kids, and you know how it is with kids, man. They like my daughter's 19 now. I'm like,
Yeah.
where's my toddler?
Yeah. Because like my dad was in the army growing up, and I mean, I was the youngest of 2 brothers. So
Yeah.
he wasn't around for the earlier part of my life as much because he was on the field or in Iraq, or he was, yeah, he was in Iraq. But I know that's always something he always mentioned all the time, that he wasn't around as much when we were younger and stuff. So it's one of the things I do appreciate, having that time with my kids, to not have to go out there like that. Because I mean, there was one epiphany I had, because I did work on a movie in Lexington. It's about an hour and a half where I live now, and basically they were filming for 5 weeks. I was a driver, and that's one of the longest day jobs you can have as a driver on a film set, because you're the absolute first one there and the last one out. So
Wow.
I worked like 16, 17-hour days for about 5 weeks, and it was just horrible on my health. And like, I stayed in a really horrible Airbnb the entire time. And like, I go home like every probably 7 or 8 days to see my kids. And after that, it was just, this was too much. Like, I could never do something like that again. So if I ever do work in a feature film now, like with my job now, I just do galleries, which is usually like a day thing to do, just to go in there and do their photos for the posters. So I can't really do like full on feature films right now unless it's on the weekends. But yeah, that just kind of woke me up from there at that point.
Yeah, no, time is important. All the stuff that you've done, and thank you for sharing. I always tell people, I always try to tell people again, man, Steve Harvey, TD Jake, man, I love inspirational stuff. I feed off inspirational stuff in books. And I tell people, you know, when they're going through it, you got to turn that test into a testimony. And your, your testimony, you go from losing like the government, normally the government is like secure. Now Michael J. White, now Mel Gibson, your
Yeah.
own company. When it's all said and done, you know, because you're already awarded, you have gotten awards, but more awards to get. What do you want to be remembered?
Something that has crossed my mind, but I never really think too hard on it.
Yeah,
I try not to think too far ahead.
yeah,
I guess as someone who's always turned it around, like even
yeah,
with negative situations, because that's something I learned as well. Just when bad things happen, that doesn't mean something good's not going to happen shortly after. I've been in a lot of situations where I just feel like it's just been crap, like worse things have been happening, but then sun came right around and something even better happened to make up for it. Like the biggest thing last year was getting my job. Like, I was pretty much flat broke at that point. I was trying to, like, a few weeks prior, I tried to sell one of my laptops I wasn't using, and then I ended up getting robbed. And like, I was just like, it never happened before, and it was a stupid mistake I made too. But I felt devastated. Then, like, luckily out of the blue, they contacted me to get an interview for that position. It was perfect, what I needed. But
yeah.
as far as, I mean, I'd like to be remembered from some of my films, but I still feel like I have a lot more work to do on those. So I can't think of anything. I guess someone dedicated father, can't really think of anything too specific at the moment.